Ladies and gentlemen, it is in fact that time again. Today I have 10 more Switch games for you, but these are the best fighting games on the Switch. That is right, this is the best 10 action-packed fighting games on Nintendo Switch. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Yeah, another top 10 list because the Switch just has so many great categories on it that we gotta do this so we can figure out what is the best of each category. Today is fighting games. So we're just gonna break down the top 10 together, but first, down below, follow my Twitch. We have been having so much freaking fun on stream, and yeah, come hang out as a community. Let's just go ahead and get right into this video. So the first game we're gonna talk about is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I mean, what do I even say about this game? It is arguably one of the greatest fighting games of all time on any console. You can be Yoshi fighting Pikachu, fighting Link, fighting Mario, fighting Kirby, fighting Samus, fighting Donkey Kong, fighting the Ice Climbers, fighting Sonic. Just there truly is so many characters, and they somehow incorporate them into the game so well. You know, sometimes a game will add a character from another franchise and you're like, okay, why the hell is this character in here? The way they incorporate these characters is second to none. The way they have special abilities and they have their own levels, and this truly is one of the greatest collaborations of all these franchises. And the fighting, that's why we're here, right? The fighting is awesome. It's action-packed. You can really make your friends rage quit, and isn't that an amazing thing? Definitely check out Super Smash Bros. So now we're going to talk about Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I seen this game on the eShop like a bunch of different times, and I was like, why is it so cheap? It's only $7 or $8 every time. I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, but for that price point, it surely can't be good. Well, I eventually got around to buying it, and I realized that I was a dumbass, that I should have bought it sooner. This is, again, one of the greatest fighting games I have ever played. Yes, I am a fan of Dragon Ball Z, but if they just had swapped this out with brand new characters but kept the same fighting styles and same gameplay, it still would have been a hit, and it just flows so good. I don't know if I have the right words to help recommend this game to you, but if you are a fan of fighting games at all, this is a must-play game. So what about one of the original Switch games? And I'm talking about ARMS. This game is wacky, it's whimsical, it's a little goofy, but it is a good fighting game. Fighting superstars from around the world share one thing in common: extendable arms. So fight as never before. Equip each arm of each fighter with a super powered weapon to create a slew of unexpected combinations. Then use simple motion or button controls to dish out highly strategic beatdowns in one-on-one or even two-on-two battles. Off the trailer, you might assume, this is cool, but how fun will it be to just keep swinging your arms over and over? I guess if you're playing this for long playthroughs, it can get tiring, but the average person's going to play a couple rounds and go about their day, and for that, it does its job. All that being said, this is a really cool niche fighting game, and it happens to be one of the best on the Switch. So if you have a chance, check out ARMS. So a game that is highly underrated in my opinion is Pokkén Tournament DX. In this game you can choose one out of 21 prized Pokemon fighters to defeat other Pokemon in arena fights. Call upon support Pokemon to assist in the fight, then unleash your Pokemon's unique burst attack to climb to the top of the ranks. This game has a bunch of different modes and ways to battle with friends, so this is your chance to become champion of the region. On the base level, this is just a fighting game where you use Pokemon as the characters, and I think it does the job well. This is another game where I'm like, well, it's probably popular because it has to do with Pokemon, but if you remove the Pokemon aspect and created brand new characters but the same gameplay and same fighting mechanics, it would still be just as good. And just a theory of mine is this is probably the least played Pokemon game on the Switch because people probably don't even know what the hell it is, but this is a must play. It's just a great fighting game, so it's on this list. So probably one of my personal favorite fighting games on the Switch is Mortal Kombat 11. And yeah, it's just your standard Mortal Kombat game. I think this is probably my favorite Mortal Kombat game I've ever played. I know some people like the previous entries more, but this is the definition of action-packed. Like, you can rip your enemy's head off, you can rip their spine out, and it can be a huge bloody mess, and that's kind of why I like these games, because they're over the top. When you get that fatality perfect, you really do feel like the champion. There is a new Mortal Kombat game coming out very, very soon. I believe it's called Mortal Kombat 1. I can't remember off the top of my head. That is a continuance of Mortal Kombat 11. So you're definitely going to want to check this one out. Lucky for you, this game is on every Nintendo eShop sale for $10 or less. So you can essentially get one of the best fighting games ever for a super cheap price. And yeah, I've been playing Mortal Kombat games pretty much my whole life, and they've just been getting better and better. And this one is one of the best, if not the best. So check out Mortal Kombat 11. So the next game I want to talk about is called Pocket Rumble. Pocket Rumble retains all the gameplay elements that make traditional Street Fighter style fighters great, but reduces the level of execution and memorization necessary to the bare minimum. That way, experienced players can learn the game fast and be able to focus on deeper elements of strategy and mind games. But new players can learn the ins and outs of fighting games without being overwhelmed, and everyone can get their skills to a competitive level. I love the graphics of this game. I love this style of fighting games. It's kind of a callback to earlier arcade stuff. And I'll be honest, I didn't even know about this game until I was doing research for this video. But once I learned about it, I've been playing it, and it's a lot of fun. There's offline modes, there's online modes, there's a bunch of different features. There's actually a ton of stuff to do in this game. There's even a career mode in this, where you take place in like fictional fighting tournaments, and you go around the globe. And they're pretty in-depth, like they really draw you in. So if you're new to fighting games or you're a pro at fighting games, every single person's gonna find some fun in this one. So Pocket Rumble is a must-play fighting game on the Switch. With Super Smash Bros. Being so popular, of course more Smash Bros. Clones were gonna pop out, but the best one in my opinion is Nickelodeon AllStar Brawl. I am a huge fan of Nickelodeon. When I was younger, I grew up on Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, and a lot of my favorite characters are in this game. Like, you can kick people's ass as SpongeBob and Patrick, or you can be Danny Phantom, or you can be Cat Dog, or you can be Invader Zim. There's tons of people to choose from in this game, and it's actually really well made. There's over 20 different theme levels in this, and tons of characters to choose from, and each character offers a completely different and innovative playstyle and moveset drawn from their lovable personalities. And that's what we would essentially want to play a game like this for. Like, if I'm using SpongeBob, I want to beat people up with a jellyfish net. Or if I'm Danny Phantom, I want to use some ghost attacks. And that's exactly what they do in this game. There's not essentially a lot for me to describe in this game as well. Like, it's a Smash Brothers clone, but you're using Nickelodeon characters. It's just really, really well made, and it is easily one of the best fighting games on the Switch, so definitely check out Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. The next game in this list may seem like it's not for you, strictly off the IP. Maybe it is, I don't know. Maybe you're a fan of Power Rangers when you were little like I was, but if you're not a fan of Power Rangers, please still give this one a chance because it is amazing. I'm talking about Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. It's morphin' time, with current and classic Rangers like never before in 3 vs 3 tag battles. This is a modern take on a 25-year-old franchise. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid showcases stunning graphics and vivid details, fighting current and classic Rangers and villains like you've never seen before. Test your skills in online battles against friends and players from all around the world for endless replayability. This has a streamlined combat system, so it does welcome newcomers while maintaining depth for the most dedicated competitor to learn and master. And that's what we want in a fighting game, really. We want to make it accessible and fun for everybody. But we're here because we want to know about the fighting in the game. Is it a good fighting game? Yes, it is one of the best fighting games. And again, this is a game I had heard about, I had knew about, but I didn't really know that much about it until doing research for this video. This is a must play. This could easily be in a top 10 Switch game list video as well. We're here for fighting games, and this is easily, without a doubt, one of the best fighting games on the Switch. Check out Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. If we're thinking about fighting games, just the first one that comes to mind, always for me, is Street Fighter. And lucky for us, we have Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. There is 12 arcade classics in one great collection. This collection encompasses the Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, and Street Fighter Alpha series. They also have a museum in this game where fans and historians alike can follow the timeline of how Street Fighter has evolved over the past 30 years. You can learn more about the Street Fighter cast, view key animation sprites in the character viewer, and take a behind scenes look at the design documents that help solidify the franchise that produced generations of world warriors. This is essentially the greatest Street Fighter collection that ever existed, and I love when there's an anniversary collection and they go above and beyond to add other stuff like the museum in this, and you really do feel like it's an event. If you're a fan of fighting games and you've never played a Street Fighter game, then you're not a fan of fighting games. This is one of the best franchises of all time, and if this one looks interesting to you, this one's actually on sale right now in the eShop for $10. The last fighting game I want to include is actually free, but it's still a good game. I'm talking about Brawlhalla. Essentially, this is another Super Smash Bros. Clone, but this one is 100% free to play. All you have to do is download it and start kicking some butt. This has free-for-all, ranked matches, you can invite friends to private rooms, and it's free. You can play cross-platform with millions of players, so if you play on the Switch, you can play people on Xbox and PlayStation and PC, and it has both online and local competition, as well as single-player and co-op modes, with 9 free-to-play characters rotating every week. But they also do collaborations with characters that you know and love. Like, I think recently they had Rayman Legends. A cool thing about this game is you can pay to get more cosmetics and stuff, but there is no pay to win advantages. A free fighting game has to make the list. This is one of the first games I ever downloaded on my Switch when I had no games, and it's still as good as it was now that I do have a bunch of games. Like, I go back and play it all the time. Brawlhalla, 100%, probably should be the first fighting game you should download on your Switch because it's free. Ladies and gentlemen, there was 10 action-packed fighting games on the Nintendo Switch, and they're a lot of fun. And yeah, isn't it fun to kick people's ass online when you really don't hurt them in real life? Guys, down below, let me know your favorite fighting game. It doesn't even have to be on the Switch. Just let me know your favorite fighting game, any games I missed, start a conversation, and remember, follow my Twitch. Come hang out. We're having a lot of fun, and I can't believe how fast we're growing over there, so come hang out with the community. You guys know me. I will see you soon with a new video. Peace out.